which is another reason why I kick myself. Why didn't I do this? But I didn't. Good morning. My name is Jan, and while on this channel we usually focus on beautiful ways to see and celebrate God in the world around us, today we're going to talk about something a little more earthly. With the recent outbreak of the coronavirus around the world and here in the United States, many of us are working from home. And if this is new to you, that could be anywhere from a little scary to super crazy stressful. So I'm here today to speak some life into you and to give you 3 tips and a bonus tip if you hang out till the end on how to make working from home a successful experience, as well as one major lesson learned, the one thing I would change if I could go back and redo the 7 years that I've spent working from home. I am a self-employed, entrepreneurial single parent, and when my daughter was born, I had to change a lot of things about my life, including leaving the conventional workforce. Now I am extremely excited and happy to share with you that working from home is something I value. It works for me and my daughter, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But it's been a journey. So in this video, I've got 3 tips to make your working from home experience a successful and stress-free one, as well as one mistake to share, the one thing I would change if I could go back and do it all over again. Plus, if you hang out till the end, I've got a bonus tip, and you definitely don't want to miss that one because it's actually the thing that's going to make your entire life work. So stay tuned. If this is going to have value for you, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're working from home and something is weighing on your heart and mind, please let me know what it is in the comments so I can pray for you and perhaps create another video on ways I can be of help. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss a moment. Tip number 1, clean your house. I know, you were probably expecting something super prophetic or something very profound about strategy and work methodology. No, negative shipmate. Do not pass go. If your house isn't clean, I guarantee you by the end of day 2, day 3, or week 1, the timeline's up for grabs, but it's gonna happen. You are going to be a nervous, frustrated, anxious, angry mess. Trust me, I know, because that's how I was the first few years. When I became self-employed, it was unforeseen. It certainly wasn't something that had ever been on my vision board or, my radar on my dreams. It happened because I was blessed to bring a beautiful daughter into the world, and I needed to create a pattern of providing for her that also allowed me to care for her. So I became self-employed by default, and actually you can read all about it in my first book, Show Me the Light, Personal Ministry, One Decision at a Time, because God worked on me and worked on my life through her, and eventually came to build this ministry in large part due to her. All of that is a really long way of saying you can have all the strategy, all the prayer, all the fancy stuff you want, but at the end of the day, it is you sitting in this house trying to get work done. And if it is dirty or disorganized, trust me, it's going to drive you crazy. Especially if you are already dealing with feelings of depression, sadness, despair, or those are feelings that you've dealt with in the past. If you are now entrenched in a disorganized, unclean environment, it will magnify those feelings and it will make it harder for you to get work done if over time you can get work done at all. Like I said, it took me years to learn this lesson because I came to self-employment in a depressed state. And it took me a really long time to figure out how to get my environment clean to support not only my health, but my work. If you need some help getting started, now is the perfect time to shell out that $50, $100, $150 and get some help cleaning your house. Also, with the current coronavirus outbreak that probably caused you to be working from home in the first place, there are a lot of people looking for work to put food on the table. That few dollars, if you can find it, it can really be a blessing to someone else. So it's a blessing to your home, it's a blessing to theirs, and there are more people than ever willing to help you clean your house. Take the help, take the blessing. Get that deep clean done, get the help you need, be a blessing to others, and sit at your computer, sit at your workstation, ready to do good, high quality work with a relaxed state of mind. Tip number 2, make your house work for you. When I first started working from home, I took one of the 3 bedrooms in my 1,200 square foot house and I made it an office. I thought this will be great. My daughter's an infant, so I can close her in or out or whatever works. Later on, I had dogs. I thought that that would help, keep those barriers. It's going to be a place where my work stays in my work. And when I'm in there, I'm in there. And when I'm out, I'm out. That did not work for me at all. All that happened was as the years went by, I started spending more and more time in my office. While my family, my daughter and my dogs, were out in the main part of the house. I felt like I wasn't plugged into them as much as I needed to be. And when my daughter was about 4 and 5, she started going, Mommy, you're always in there. You're always in there. And oh, by the way, over that time, I was still gaining weight. My health was going, south. I certainly wasn't taking care of myself the way that I needed or wanted to for myself, let alone to support my work. So what had to change for me was I turned that room that used to be an office, I turned it into a gym. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm also going to show you where I work now. Now I work on the back half of our dining room table. And I've set things up so that when we have guests or people come by the house, you don't walk in and go, whoa, there's an office in the living room. But there is definitely an office in my living room. And guess what? It works really well for my family and my workflow. It means that I'm plugged in to my house, to my family, and all that's happening. My daughter is where I am. If she needs me, she can find me. And conversely, I know what she's doing. She's not in some other room watching TV or a movie for longer than I thought I wanted to let her because I got caught up on a call. She is learning to be respectful of me when I need to work. She's learning to be quiet and to occupy herself in her room with her games and her toys when I need to be at work. And I literally cannot work around the clock because this is where we also eat dinner. This is where we gather. This is where we do homework. So it builds in a mechanism for me to stop working, which is valuable. And to refer back to point number 1, it forces me to keep my office and my space clean and organized. And because the gym is right there, I have no excuse for not getting up every hour and getting a few sets of something in, which is helping me lose the weight that I want to lose. It's helping me feel good and flexible and strong, even though I do some days and some weeks spend a lot of time sitting in this chair. So make your house work for you. And don't worry about the optic. Don't worry about what it looks like to neighbors or friends, because first of all, if you have the right tribe, they should be supporting you in whatever it takes to help you make your work from home journey a successful one. Number 2, how many people do you really have over to your house? I mean, honestly, how many are you having? Is it that many? If it's that many, then part of your lifestyle is having people over, and that's something that you should take into consideration when determining when, where, and how you're going to work. But for most of us, we just don't have that many people over. P.S. When people do come over, all they're going to say is, oh, hey, what a great idea. That's so fantastic that you can work right there and that works for your family. Tell me about it. And then when you do tell them about it and how and why you've made the decisions you made, they're going to go home and arrange their house the exact same way. Trust me, that's what eventually happened for me once the light bulb went on in my head and I started making my house fit me, my work, and my family. But there is one thing about arranging your house that I do think is always true. So that brings us to tip number 3, and let's get into it. Tip number 3, and you're probably not going to like this, but this is a key to exponentially increasing your productivity and maintaining your ability to focus. You got to get rid of the TV. You got to ditch it. Now, we do have a TV in my home, and I have a DVD player. So my daughter and I get movies from the library, or we purchase series of things that we like Big Bang Theory. Love that. Have them all. Watch them regularly, right? But we don't have cable. We don't have any sort of paid programming. We don't have Netflix. We don't watch Amazon Prime. None of that. We don't have any sort of streamed service to our house or cable. And here's why. Because television is wildly distracting. And I know everyone tells you, oh, hey, put shows in the background. You're going to need some noise. It's lonely working from home. Not really, actually. And if you need noise, that's fine. Get a white noise machine, put on some music, but get rid of the TV, because TV and its advertising is wildly, wildly distracting, especially if you're trying to work from home with kids in your home. Now listen, there's nothing wrong with letting the television be the babysitter for a little bit. We all have to do it, especially if you're a single parent. And like me, I'm a single parent in a rural area. When my daughter was super young, there literally was no childcare available. Even if I could pay a fortune, no one will come to Beasley, Texas to babysit. Spoiler alert, right? So sometimes, yeah, you do need to put that movie in. You do need that help. Nothing wrong with that. However, as a parent, I'm hoping that you're setting limits on the amount of screen time that your kids, can watch and have access to. I know I certainly want to. And what I found is that when I was working from home, I'd have this intention, 30 minutes of screen time, or you can watch this show or watch this movie while I'm on this conference call, because I really need you to be quiet. This is important for us, for me providing for you. But the conference call would go long, or I'd get distracted, or things would be going well. I'd be in the zone and I'd want to keep working. And before you know it, my daughter had consumed way more screen time than I wanted her to, or that was in alignment with my personal values as a parent. That can't happen if all you have is a DVD player that runs a program for a certain amount of time. So you can decide, you can watch this one show, it's 20 minutes, and when it's over, we're all going to stop. I'm going to stop working and the TV's going to go off. So especially if you are a parent working from home, you have to get rid of the TV. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. You have to get rid, and when I say TV, I mean cable, stream programming, stuff like that. You've got to get rid of that. You will be shocked by how much you save in attention, focus, and energy that translates into increased productivity as a result of not being bombarded by marketing and paid advertising all the livelong day like you perhaps unknowingly were before. Plus, you'll save a little money. And if you're working from home unexpectedly, saving a little money right now is probably the name of the game. So take the blessing, take the win, don't take the TV. So we've talked about 3 things to do. Now I want to share with you the one biggest mistake that I made in this whole learning to work from home journey over the last 7 years. When I first started working from home, I was in a stressful place in my life. There was a lot of change. I felt very insecure. There was a lot of uncertainty, which may be something that you can relate to. And so as a result, I focused entirely on providing. I focused entirely on work. It was all about making it work, right? And I completely stopped caring for myself. Before this period of time, I was an extremely high-level athlete. I was someone that if I went to get nails or hair done or a massage, people would go, wow, you really take good care of your fill in the blank, right? Hair, skin, whatever. I was someone who very visibly and clearly took care of myself. When I started working from home, I gained a lot of weight, which in my case manifested not so much as a gain, but I just didn't lose the weight that I gained when I was pregnant. My energy was not what I needed it to be. My brain wasn't focusing well, which as someone who lives with a traumatic brain injury and some other symptoms of trauma, doing everything that I can to get my brain functioning the way that it at optimal level so that I can do God's work is very important. I wasn't doing any of it. I wasn't cooking, which is something that I value in my home, but I also enjoy, right? My house wasn't clean, and on and on and on. The point of this is, fast forward 6.5 years, and in the last 6 months, I have just now started making my health and fitness one of my top priorities. Because, oh, by the way, it has to be a top priority now to undo everything that was done in the years when I wasn't focusing on my health. Now I'm working on losing 30 more pounds. I've already lost about 20. Yay, good for me and good for anybody else who's working on weight loss. Now I have to bust my tail in the gym to get back to the fitness level that I want to be at, because that's where I identify it just as a human. I am athletic, I am a good athlete, and I want to feel like that. So yeah, now I have to put it at the absolute top of my priority list because it wasn't anywhere on my priority list for 6.5 years when I worked from home. All of that's a long way to say, learn from my mistakes. I know that you may be feeling panicked, overwhelmed, desperate, like this work from home thing isn't something that you saw coming and it's not something you know how to do. Being able to work from home is a skill set just like anything else. But P.S., it's a marathon, not a sprint. Especially now, with the coronavirus outbreak, you may not know how long you're going to be working from home. So you need to conserve and sustain your energy. You need to be cooking good food. You need to be exercising. Now, in addition to my trips to the gym, which I love, and my dance classes, which I love, I also get up from my desk every 45 minutes, no matter what, no excuses, and spend 10 to 15 minutes in the home gym that I showed you earlier. I stretch, I get a couple sets in, nothing earth-shattering, I just do something to move my body. Why haven't I been doing that all along? You can do that. Body weight exercises, stretching. Why didn't I do that? Who knows where my health would be now? It certainly wouldn't be this hard to get it back if I had been doing that. So learn from my mistakes. With no excuses, you need to be taking care of your health. And oh, by the way, you need to be sleeping. Sleep needs to be a priority. And when you work from home, that often means that you need an activity that's out of your house to break up your day before you can come back and go to sleep. Whether it's just a walk outside, sitting on your porch, reading something, but you've got to get away from your desk. And now your desk is in your house, so you're going to have to put some concerted energy and deliberate thought into figuring out how to do that. But please, I'm begging you, I don't want you to be in the position that I'm in now where I have to work this hard to get my health back because I didn't pay attention to it for a long time. Learn from me. Take care of your body. The thing I've been shocked to find is how much my productivity has increased since I started taking care of my health, which is another reason why I kick myself. Why didn't I do this? But I didn't. And to speak some more life into you, if you, like me, are on a weight loss or health recovery journey, high five. Let's do this thing. We got it. Let's keep making progress. And I'll make and post some more videos about that later. So that's the one mistake, the biggest mistake I've made in the last 7 years. And I hope you can take some encouragement and learn from it and not repeat that mistake. So we've gone through 3 things that will help you work from home more successfully and effectively, and one big mistake that I made in the last 7 years as I've learned to work from home. Thank you for hanging in there, and now I want to share with you, as promised, the bonus tip. Yay! Here it is. Let go of the desire to develop a system, procedure, program, schedule for everything. Working from home is tricky. It's challenging on the best of days, and on days where kids and animals and weather and viruses and governments go crazy, it can be particularly dicey. But if you're doing the work that God wants you to do, that He has put before you to do, and you are doing it with your whole heart, with joy for His glory and no other reason, you can do this. And when people ask you how you do it, you're gonna laugh and you're gonna go, I have no idea. Because that's what I say. More is produced out of this 1,200 square foot home than I have any idea how it works, how it comes together. And I'm a strategic planning, in many fields considered an expert. How's it work? I have no idea. It's a God thing. It really is. My daughter's happy and healthy. My dogs, my animals are happy and healthy. The work gets done. And by all accounts, the output is exponentially more than what should be able to come out of 24 hours in a day. Plus, I'm back to training and taking care of myself and doing hobbies and things I enjoy and talking to you. What a gift. I have no idea how it works. And you won't either. Especially if working from home turns into something that is truly a blessing and a lifestyle for you. So let go now. Let go of the desire to have all of the answers to know. Delight in Him. Delight in what He is working on your life. Be open to it. Explore it with a full and joyful heart and rejoice in the mystery. Rejoice in the mystery that is the alignment and the magic that occurs when you are living God's will for your life through your work. I am so excited for you. I can't wait to see what develops in your home and in your work in the days, weeks, months, or even years to come. If you're worried about something in particular, please let me know in the comments so I can make a video on that later. Don't forget to hit the like button if this had value for you and subscribe so you never miss a moment. Until the next one, I hope you have a very happy day in your home and in your work. See you soon.